Greetings, travelers. Welcome to Channel 42's In the Cafe. Today, we've got a very special guest. He's one of the Cafe Amino's curators and a mod over at the Discord site. We're going to meet him over at his base. I'm just going to fly over here real quickly. Here we are. So today, we've got a special guest, Polo Elpida, and this is his base in Zoberench, in his little corner of the galaxy. So we're going to do a little base tour and an interview with Polo today. Polo, welcome to the show.
Hello, DG.
It's good to meet you here. I haven't been to Zoberench in a little while, and I'm glad to be back.
Nice to be here. It was a fun little trip getting here, though, that's for sure.
Yes, it was. Several weeks of warping. We had a lot of fun. Hey, good to see you. Let's do the old obligatory wave. Perfect. Awesome. All right, well, let's have a look around. It's a pretty cool base. I like how you've incorporated the minor settlement with it. I also share that. Yeah, I do that too.
I had some, let's see, had some leg meat cooking a little bit ago.
What kind of multi-tool do you have in here?
I believe it's an A class or a B class, I don't remember.
C-class rifle.
Because it changed after Beyond came out.
Okay.
Before it was an A class, now it's a C class.
All right.
Yeah, I've got my little Gex chef in there that cooks food for me while I'm busy.
That's awesome.
And this over here,
Where are you?
I always have to walk in slowly.
Takes a minute to load. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
Looks like it's loaded.
Yeah, this is a little refinery. Got a couple of refiners in here.
Oops.
And then a little overseer right here,
Nice.
Mr. Leekna. Been with me since I started this save, actually.
Huh. Funny enough, he's not showing up for me.
Oh. Yeah, he's shy.
Maybe it hasn't loaded yet. He's shy. He's out having a smoke. What's up here? Balcony?
Oh, yes, there's a balcony up there, just to kind of overlook everything.
That's cool. Let's go have a look. Wow, this is something else.
We're walking over that way, okay.
Holy smokes. So what's this here?
So this is where I have all of my power set up, as well as a little surprise. So to open the door...
so the door is locked. Okay.
Yeah, so you just hit the square on that, and
look at that.
It opens it.
Sweet.
And you want to see something really cool?
What's that?
Here, go ahead and close that door again.
From the inside? Or the outside? Out here?
Or the outside, either way. I found out something you can do.
Okay.
So you're down there, and I'm up here, right? And I've got my bolt caster. And you can just... Hey, look, the door's open.
Huh. That's cool. You
now
can shoot
it's
it.
Closed.
That's awesome. New trick. So there's your power center, all your batteries. Nice.
Yep. And I have some hidden as well, just little extra batteries. Back here, I devised another, little door, but in here is all my storage containers.
Okay. Nice.
And a little trade terminal back there if I need anything.
Wicked. Wow, man. This is only half of it.
And there's been a few weeks working on it. I still need to finish the little bunker part down here, but if you head through those doorways on the side, there's a ladder on either side that takes you all the way down. And then there's my portal over here. Other
Nice.
ladder that goes back up.
Another trade
And
terminal
then
and rooms.
trade terminals, and these are each going to be little rooms. So enough people for a party can take shelter down here if we have to, you know.
Cool. It's like a bomb shelter.
Yeah, exactly. And what's cool is I don't know if it's a glitch or something, but every time I use my teleporter from like the space station or the anomaly or someone else's base, it takes me to my base computer.
Huh.
So I can use my teleporter to teleport out, and even if someone uses a teleporter to teleport to my base, they'll be over where my base computer is, and I'll be down here, and I'll still be safe.
Huh. That's kind of cool. I didn't know you could do that. I always thought it would put you out here.
It normally does, but I've had an issue. I guess it's not wanting to do that for me. And up there, there's just like more solar panels, and there's a little cool little path that takes you to a little farm part that I'm working on. If you go back this way,
Oh, I went too far.
yep, there's a little.
Come on, get off the
You
ladder.
go all the way up, and then there's a little hallway back here. Yep. Having trouble? Oh.
Yeah, I'm stuck on the ladder.
Yeah, I usually just jump to avoid actually using the ladders.
I'm actually trying, but it's not letting me jump.
That's odd. There's another ladder on the other end. That one might
There.
work better.
Oh, I made it out, and now I'm stuck. Well, we're going to head down. How do I get off? How do I get off this ride?
This game has its moments, I tell you.
Yeah, it's making me dizzy. Come on, HG, let me off. Phew.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid.
That's okay. Oh, I'm in the bomb shelter. Alright, let's see if I can do this.
At least you're safe.
No, I need to go up further.
Yeah, it should be the very last part.
Oh, come on, game. You can do this.
I guess it might make you climb up and then jump. I don't know.
I don't know. It's either up or down. I can't even get off the ladder. Come on, jump.
There. Oh. It showed on my screen you almost getting out of the thing.
I almost did. But every time I press jump, it plays with me the ladder some more. Come on, get down. Get out. Okay, I'm up
There
here.
we go. Cool. Yeah, so back this hallway over here. Through this hallway, there's a little farm part that I'm working on. I
Wow.
just gotta grab the other supplies from my other base and start planting stuff.
Pretty cool. There you are.
Yeah, back over here.
Nice. Alright, how do we get out of here? Let's see the other part.
Okay, so out of here, this is pretty much, yeah, this is just my, power station, little farm, then the bunker down there. That's all that's to this building. You're behind me, okay. So yeah, you can just go down.
Let's hope.
Make sure it doesn't make me go.
There, I made it.
Oh, this just took me all the way down to the bunker. Oops. Went down too far. There we go. Alright. You are right there. Okay. Yep. I got manual doors all over the place.
That one's not opening.
Yeah,
I think this is the
sometimes
way out. There we go.
sometimes they're a little wonky.
Yeah, let's check out the Exocraft Bay.
They usually work okay.
Wow. That's pretty cool. I like the huge bay door.
Yeah, my Colossus likes to wander off of its
They all do. It's kind of
thing
funny.
for some
Yeah.
reason.
They
Like
just
they'll
kind
just
of
start
bump.
scooting. But I did manage to fit all of them in here.
It's enormous.
And then this part here is my actual house that I'm working on.
All right.
Oops.
Cool. Coming along nicely. So we got teleporter. Sweet. Well, let's sit down and chat away. Let's get to know you. Here, I guess I'll sit here. Oh, I'm sitting all funny. So I'm going to fix that.
There we go.
Perfect. Almost perfect. Well, we're going to go with it.
Need some extra lumbar support there, eh?
Yeah, no kidding, eh? All right. Well, excellent base, dude. I have to admit, this is pretty awesome. It's pretty elaborate. Got tons of room. Um, wow, that power center is pretty amazing. You've got that powers everything. That's amazing. The doors and all the locks. That's really kind of cool. I like that.
I saw a video actually. This guy has his setup to a solar panel and a power inverter, and it acts as like a night and daytime switch.
Whoa, that's
So
kind of cool.
after I get some more stuff done, I was thinking about setting my exterior lights up that way, but that's gonna be a whole thing, in and of itself.
Yeah, yeah. I know power's taken on a whole new meaning in this game.
Oh my
What do you
gosh.
think of the power? Do you like the whole addition to it?
Well, at first, if you were to ask me, I would have told you I absolutely hated it. Um, but that was just because of the issues that came with it at first. The wires not wanting to connect and all that stuff. But now that it's actually working correctly, it's awesome. It's like one of my favorite parts of the game.
Cool. It is pretty neat, and you can do a lot of neat things with it, with just plain old lighting or tricks, doors, switches. They've actually made a lot of really cool improvements with it. It's awesome. I'm just starting to get into it a little bit myself, and it seems almost endless in the things that you can do. So
Yeah.
what's your favorite thing that you like to do in the game? Like, is it are you like a builder, explorer, sentinel killer? What's your favorite thing?
Well, usually building bases, probably. Um, and if I'm not doing that, it's usually hunting down ships. Like the ship that I found that was similar to the one that you found. I just so happened to find that in my little region over here.
Yeah, the long-nosed
Or a
fighter
Juco
there.
ship.
Yeah, that is a pretty
Yeah,
nice looking ship, isn't it?
beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I like that look. It looks mean when it's flying in the sky. What keeps you coming back to the game? You've been playing the game for. You're a day one player, right?
I did start out playing whenever it first came out. I did take a break for a little while, um, just because it was right when it came out. I had done most of what you could pretty much do at that point. Um, and then I started playing it again after I'd heard they added base building, so I figured I would check that out, and then started kind of dabbling in it. And then I heard that Next was going to be coming out, and that they were going to be adding actual multiplayer and things of that nature. And so I started really getting into it.
There's a lot to get into. When they started adding base building, I think it was Foundation. Um, it changed the game entirely on the things you can do, and they just keep making more and more improvements on the base
Yeah.
building. Some things good, some things bad, but I think over the whole, it's been good, definitely. W Now, you've been building bases and stuff like that for a long time now. What keeps you coming back to the game? What keeps you coming back to building more bases and stuff?
Well, they keep finding different ways to make it interesting. Um, One thing I didn't like is you remember when the base building came out, some of the original base building parts they had. that you could add more to the cubed rooms and
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah.
They took some of those away, unfortunately, which made for really cool ways to make balconies and stuff like that. But adding the components made different ways to do essentially the same thing. It just looks a little different.
Yeah, I actually miss the building block sort of look, how we
I miss
use
the
the
curved
blocks.
walls. I miss the
Yeah,
little half curved walls. Those were cool.
they were nice. Yeah, I like the curved walls and some of the features that you could use with some of the older things. Um, Now it's they don't have some of those, but they've got added better things, right? You know, like
Exactly.
the panels, the floor panels with glass and stuff like that. Small little touches that make it, you know, actually a little bit easier in some regards to build a base or to build whatever you decide to build.
Yeah, like
Um,
the cubed rooms have lights in them already. Like you don't even have to light the inside of a cubed room unless you want to add,
yeah.
emphasis to a certain point. But the lighting they add is perfect in my opinion.
So you talked about Zobrinj. You're here. That's where we are right
Mm-hmm.
now. You made the pilgrimage out there with us. You're in the first wave of travelers settling out there in
Yeah, it was
Zobrinj.
fun.
It was a blast. It was one of my most favorite times hanging out with you guys and warping. We had a really good team together, bouncing off each other. What?
Yeah, I was gonna say thank God for Predator Hunter and everyone else, right?
No, you know, we all played a really big role. He played an enormous role as well, helping guys out and keeping them current and upfront with us. And
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, he was a pretty amazing traveler, I have to admit. We all had a really good time.
Yeah,
That first whole wave, the was it 7 us, I think. Um, wow,
I
it
believe
was
so. Yeah.
yeah, it was a heck of a party of warping and bouncing off each other and keeping up, keeping all of us together, right? Which is a bit of posed a few challenges, but we made it through. It was fantastic. Um, I still think of it, and it's like, geez, I think it's almost a year. Feels like it's a year, but it's only been a few months. But man, what a great time. Um, one of the things I wanted to ask you was what made you decide to come out to 42 with us?
Well, one, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is not only my favorite, one of my favorite, sci-fi things, but a lot of people here, so the whole 42 thing was a big, you know,
It
aspect of
is.
why I wanted to come, and I also had never really left the galaxy before, other than just to go to Eisentum. Um, but that was even in creative mode, so I didn't really, I didn't feel like that counted, because I didn't really have to
Right.
do anything. You just go, um, because you have all your resources for everything. So I figured it would be a nice little challenge, and also a way to get to know everyone a little bit better.
It certainly was. We all became really close friends. I think it brought the community together because it wasn't just the first wave. There were several waves of travelers that came out to
Yeah,
42, and
it was
we each
awesome.
helped in our own little way and greeted them, and it's been a growing thing out here. It's amazing. Um, Thank you for coming. Appreciate you traveling with us and getting to know you. And now this is a chance for the rest of the cafe to kind of get to know you a little bit as well. Um, you know, I'm gonna go a little bit on off topic
Okay.
on it a little bit. You've been known as somebody who stands up for the little guy, in the game quite often. Uh, you've earned a bit of a nickname called the Griefer Killer.
Better
Would
for
you want to
worse, yeah.
explain what that means and why
Uh,
that nickname sort of came about?
well, this game is, you know, all the different aspects of this game. It really brings you into a place where you can kind of create your own universe, but with Next, you can also create that with other people. And so, with that in mind, the universe that you're creating, you don't want people coming in and messing that up. Like I paid money for the game. Some people might have gotten it gifted to them, but somewhere along the line, someone paid money for that game.
Yeah,
And the people have the right to enjoy to play that game. If they want to play as a person that fights against people that gets attacked all the time, then that's something totally different. That's fine. Whatever. More power to you. But when people are just trying to enjoy their game and you go in and thankfully they fixed the terrain manipulator You have to add permissions for that. Um, I think they actually fixed some of the base overriding problems.
Okay.
Um,
So some of the
because I
trolling
tried to test.
mechanics were sort of adjusted.
Yeah, I tried to test some of them out to see if they still worked, and I wasn't able to get them to work. Um, so I think they were patched out, hopefully,
They talked
and they
about it.
just didn't say anything about it.
Yeah. Well, I think there was talk about it in one of the experimentals that may have been released.
Yeah, yeah, I think I saw something about that too.
Thank you, Stews.
Yes, always keeping us updated. That's one of the great things about the cafe because there's always people doing something, always people keeping people in the loop. You know,
Yeah, the
and that's one of
cafe's
the reasons I
fantastic.
stumbled onto Amino and the cafe in general in the first place was I was just looking around for multi-tools and for ships, and I had tried going on Reddit, but people,
It's a different
I don't want to say this the wrong
social
way, but
media site.
people aren't exactly the most receptive of newcomers, is what I'll say.
That's a
And
good
so
way
I
of putting
stumbled upon Amino,
it.
and I went over to Amino Hub, met a few people, um, but decided ultimately that the cafe was the place that I wanted to be.
Yeah, it's
Um,
family over here. Everybody's welcome to come and be you and just hang out, right? There's no judgment. Um, that's part of it. The cafe, we just we're all family. People have come to us a lot by word of mouth. We don't necessarily advertise so much,
right,
and it brings travelers like yourself, together. We tend to congregate to those who are like-minded, and
precisely.
that's sort of how the cafe has grown. And I mean, you're a welcome addition to our cafe family, and also a curator as well. Sometimes we don't often necessarily need a lot of maintenance per se, but every now and then it's needed,
It's
and
good to have the people there if you need them.
yeah, yeah. So we're really proud to have you as part of that, and we appreciate you standing up for your friends and your family, and generally just the little guy in the game. And sometimes it's kind of sucks when you get people that are trolling or doing things which are,
Yeah, but
yeah, it's okay
people are
that they
gonna
can
do
do
that no
it, but
matter what.
sometimes it crosses the line. And there have been a couple occasions where you've been able to help others sort of see that line.
Yeah, it's like in how I see it is yes, you can, obviously block someone. Um, Supposedly they're fixing the exocraft damage, still applying whenever you turn damage off. Supposedly they're fixing that. I heard that was coming. So that would be very cool. That would eliminate a lot of the griefing aspect. Um,
Well, that's good. That's good. I think griefing sometimes, I mean, everybody has a right to play the game, and if you enter a system and you
right.
feel like dueling, that's fine. It should be a mutual kind of thing, and not somebody actually picking on another person. That's fine. Okay, so you get killed. Let the
Right.
guy get his gravestone and move on. Um, Repeatedly, doing that to somebody for the intent purpose of not allowing them to do that, that's going beyond the line,
It's
and
just rude,
it's frowned upon.
it's unnecessary. Yeah, it's like, and yes, you can block someone, but by the time you go through the network stuff to block someone, they've already killed you like 3 or 4 times,
When it's too
and
late. Yeah.
yeah, and at that point you have usually a piece of damaged tech, or some reason your ship gets damaged. I don't know why that happens, but sometimes that does. And then you have to fix that before you can get back to doing what you're trying to do, and it's not like a game killer, but it's very, very annoying. And for some people, it's depending on what they have in their inventory, it can be
It could
frustrating
be a
them to the
game
point
killer.
where they
Yeah.
want to quit at least for a while.
Yeah, or drive people away.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
exactly. And that's what we don't want. We want people to play the game and enjoy themselves, and do all the good things that they enjoy doing. Um,
Hmm.
but they deserve to have their enjoyment as well, and not have be intruded upon. So maybe some adjustments will be made. And until then, we've got somebody standing up for those people. Thanks,
Yeah, and
Polo.
if you want to play, like, if you want to play the game as someone who does go after people, then don't. I mean, that's fine, but don't complain when people go after you to stop you. you know.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So if you want to play the bad guy, that's fine. Just don't get mad when people who play the good guys, try to stop you.
Yeah. Well, I think you're not the only buddy that helps out as well. But you're getting a
Yeah, I
pretty
have
good
lots
name
of
for
help for
doing it.
sure.
Yeah, I think that the Galactic Cup Defense Force is also monitoring, community events to try and help out travelers if, the need arises. And that's great because the community is rising together against people who are not necessarily, I won't say unwanted, but they don't appreciate being treated in that way. I guess
Right.
maybe
And I've
that's a
I've
polite
talked
way
to
of
other
saying it.
people who also, camp out at the weekend event portals and stuff like that to help, make sure that no one else is getting griefed. And I didn't know how many other people were out there that do the same thing, that, officially, unofficially, there's tons of people that do just of their own volition go out and make sure that, people aren't being jerks. And I think that's a really cool thing.
It is. I mean, in a way, it's kind of sad that it's come to that, where there's
Right.
a need for people to have to do that. But I think it's great that people are doing it. Just
Yeah,
because
people are
they
stepping up.
see
Yeah.
that, you know what, you can be nice. You don't have to be
Mm-hmm.
mean or whatever. You can still enjoy the game for what it is. And
Yeah, and there's
this game isn't about
totally, yeah.
killing or yeah, there's battles and there's fights and sentinel killing and so on, but most of it is exploring and enjoying it with your friends. If you and your friends want to have a space battle together or go against each other, I think that's cool too. I think sanctioned events would be really cool, where
Yeah.
uh, a tournament, space battles or something, and two people or four people fend off at a time, two against two maybe. That might be kind of fun. There's lots of ideas and lots of
Mm-hmm.
ways of getting your kicks out of, we'll say the more violent side of the game. Um, but, you know, if it's done properly, then everyone has fun. If it's not, then only one person has fun, and usually it's the griefer, and that part is the sad
Right.
part.
Yeah, there's a way to play the bad guy without crossing that line.
I agree. I agree. And for the most part, the community does just that.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a very tight community, not just the cafe, but outside, and the other communities that are
Yes.
also part of the whole NMS community in its entirety. And I'm really proud, to be a whole part of that. Not just the cafe, but the rest of it as well. It's been one heck of a ride these last few years, and geez, I've met some really great friends, yourself included.
Yeah, there's all kinds of groups out there, all kinds of people with different playing styles to suit different people. It's great. And the thing about the No Man's Sky community is that there's so much to the game that's explored and at the same time unexplored. There's such a wealth of information that people are willing to share, or wealth of resources in the game
You're right.
itself that they're willing to share.
It's a community within a community, right? Like there's the game and the multiplayer, but it's the social media as well, where you're able to communicate with other travelers and meet up and create
Mm-hmm.
those scenarios of passing on resources and goods and just generally finishing missions or what have you. And that's really amazing. That the community itself has taken on a whole new face to accommodate a game in such a way that it complements it. The Amino is such a great web tool for that. Where we can communicate and interact with such pretty photos and color and videos and everything. Um, it's almost like it was made for the game, and doing these things for the community is it's actually it's a feel good thing, to be able to
It is.
share guests like you with the community and let them get to know you. We're all family and we're friends here, and so it feels natural, to share with everybody, these interviews. So thank you very much for answering my silly questions. I love your bass; it's fantastic. I do have one more question for you
Yeah,
before we go.
any more questions you got, ask away.
I do.
I've got all evening.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't. I have to cut it short in a few moments. But the final question is, do you, sir, do you have the answer to life, the universe, and everything else?
It is Geknip every day.
Oh, That's a good answer. That one runs right up there with predator hunters. I love that answer. I might have to follow that in the future.
42 get nips every day. There you go.
42. That's right. Count them.
Perfect.
Make sure you get all of it.
Every single one.
Excellent, Polo. Oh, thank you very, very much for
Thank
joining
you
me
for
today
having
and
me.
having the interview. It was a real pleasure getting to know
Yeah,
you and so on and so
anytime.
forth. Um, I, I, when we have a live broadcast, it may be this weekend or maybe the next weekend. By all means, you're more than welcome to join us for live talk before and after the show, where we can ask any other questions about you and the game and the things that you like to do as well. Uh,
Yeah, for
I hear
sure.
you're
My
also
my
a
weekends are
very good
usually pretty
musician,
open.
and we love to talk about more about that as well. I think that would be a
That
great
would be fun.
topic. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that would be fun to get into.
All right. Well, you definitely know when we're going to have the show. I'll promote it
For
and
sure.
make sure that you're aware, and we'll work around it so that you're live.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Polo. Um,
Thank you.
this is In the Cafe with today's guest, Polo Elpida. Thank you very much.
See you later, guys.